A company usually does not know it has been hacked because something explodes. It knows because something stops making sense. Imagine a normal morning inside a company. Employees are logging in, opening emails, joining meetings, sharing files, and processing payments. Everything looks ordinary. The website works. The phones ring. Customers place orders. But deep inside the network, something has changed. An employee account logs in from a location it has never used before. A server starts sending data to an address no one recognizes. A laptop begins trying to connect to machines it has never touched. A quiet database suddenly becomes active after midnight. To most people in the company, nothing feels wrong yet. But to the cybersecurity team, the first warning signs are starting to appear. Companies usually do not discover a hack because an attacker announces it. They discover it because something breaks the pattern. Modern cybersecurity is built around one hidden question. What does normal look like? And what happens when something stops looking normal? Every company has a digital rhythm. Employees usually log in from familiar places. Servers usually talk to familiar systems. Files usually move in predictable ways. Cybersecurity tools watch those patterns, and when something unusual happens, they create alerts. One alert might not mean much. Someone could be traveling, a system could be updating, a new tool could be sending unusual traffic. But when several strange signals appear together, the picture changes. A suspicious login, a strange download, a password reset, a connection to an unknown server, a computer scanning the network. That is when the team starts asking the question no company wants to hear. Are we already hacked? The first clue is often identity. In many breaches, attackers do not break in like movie hackers smashing through a firewall. They use a real account. Maybe an employee clicked a phishing email. Maybe a password was reused from an old breach. Maybe a login token was stolen. To the system, the attacker may look like a normal employee at first, and that is what makes it dangerous. If someone has a real username and password, they can walk through the digital front door. So cybersecurity teams watch for logins that do not fit the user. Did the account log in from a new country? Did it log in at 3:17 in the morning when that employee normally works during the day? Did it fail the password 10 times, then suddenly succeed? Did it access systems that employee never uses? A single odd login may be harmless, but if that account suddenly downloads sensitive files, creates new access keys, or reaches internal servers, the alert becomes serious. The second clue is movement. Once attackers get inside a company, they often explore. They try to find better access, more valuable systems, and sensitive data. This is called lateral movement. From the outside, the company may still look completely normal. But inside the network, one compromised laptop may start reaching out to file servers, finance systems, cloud dashboards, employee directories, or databases. Normal users do not usually behave that way. A marketing laptop should not suddenly connect to a payroll database. A receptionist's account should not access developer tools. A printer should not talk to a server overseas. These are the signals that make defenders lean forward. They are not just looking for malware. They are looking for behavior that does not belong. The third clue is data leaving the company. Many attackers are not only trying to get in, they are trying to get something out. Customer records, internal emails, source code, contracts, medical records, financial data, or trade secrets. Data theft can be hard to see because companies move huge amounts of information every day. Employees upload files, cloud systems sync documents, backups run overnight, reports are exported, so security teams look for unusual size, timing, destination, and method. Why is this database exporting so much information at midnight? Why is one employee account downloading thousands of files? Why is company data being sent to an unfamiliar cloud storage service? Sometimes the signal is not one giant transfer. It is a slow drip, spread out over hours or days. A breach can be quiet, but it still leaves footprints. The fourth clue is malware behavior. Some attacks involve malicious software planted on a computer or server, but modern malware often tries to hide. It may disguise itself as a normal program. It may run only at certain times. It may use built-in company tools so it does not look suspicious. That is why cybersecurity teams watch actions, not just known viruses. A program tries to disable antivirus. A script runs from a strange folder. A file suddenly encrypts thousands of documents. A process tries to steal passwords from memory. A user account creates scheduled tasks across multiple systems. Each signal is technical, but the story is simple. Something inside the company is acting like it does not belong there. One of the most urgent versions of this is ransomware. The public usually notices ransomware when systems lock up and a ransom note appears. But before that moment, attackers may spend time preparing. They may steal credentials, spread through the network, find backups, identify critical servers, and copy data. Cybersecurity teams try to catch that earlier stage before the damage becomes visible. They watch for mass file changes, backup deletion, unusual administrator activity, and sudden access to many machines at once. If they catch it early enough, they may isolate infected systems, disable stolen accounts, block malicious traffic, and stop the attack before the company is fully shut down. In cybersecurity, minutes can be the difference between one infected laptop and an entire business going offline. The fifth clue is communication. Many attackers need a way to send instructions, receive stolen data, or maintain access. That means the compromised company often talks to infrastructure controlled by the attacker, a server, a domain, a cloud service, or an anonymous relay. Security teams monitor network traffic for destinations that look suspicious. Is a company server talking to an address linked to previous attacks? Is a workstation checking in with a strange domain every few minutes? Is traffic being sent somewhere the company never does business? Attackers try to blend in, but they still need to communicate, and communication creates evidence. When the team suspects a breach, logs become the company's digital memory. Logs record logins, file access, system changes, network connections, cloud events, administrator actions, and security alerts. Investigators ask, when did this start? Which account was used first? What machine was touched next? What files were opened? What data left the network? Did the attacker create a new account, install remote access software, or leave behind another way to get back in? This is why breach investigations often expand before they shrink. The team may start with one alert, then find another machine, then another account, then a suspicious connection from last week. The breach may be older than anyone thought. And that is why cybersecurity teams do not only react to alarms, they also hunt. Threat hunting means actively searching for signs of compromise even when no major alert has gone off. Hunters ask, what would an attacker do if they were already inside? Which accounts have unusual privileges? Which machines are making rare connections? Which files are being accessed in strange ways? But detection is not perfect. Cybersecurity teams deal with false alarms every day. Employees forget passwords. Software updates behave strangely. Business trips create odd login locations. Cloud tools generate noisy alerts. The job is not just finding strange behavior, it is deciding which strange behavior matters. A failed login is normal. 100 failed logins followed by a successful login from a new country is different. A file download is normal. A midnight download of thousands of sensitive documents by an account that never touches them is different. Cybersecurity is about connecting small signals until they form a pattern. When the team confirms something is wrong, the response begins fast. They may disable accounts, isolate laptops, block malicious domains, reset passwords, preserve evidence, and notify leadership. Outside experts, legal teams, and communications teams may get involved. The technical problem can quickly become a business crisis. But the most important question remains the same. Is the attacker still inside? It is not enough to remove one piece of malware or reset one password. The team has to understand the path. How did the attacker get in? What did they access? What did they steal? What did they leave behind? The public may only hear the final headline, company hacked, data exposed, systems restored. But inside the company, the story is a chain of tiny signals. The login at the wrong time, the server talking to the wrong place, the account touching the wrong files, the data moving when it should not move. That is how cybersecurity teams know a company has been hacked. Not from one perfect warning that explains everything, but from a trail of digital behavior that stops making sense. And catching that trail early can be the difference between a contained incident and a crisis everyone sees. This is Systems Atlas. Subscribe to explore more of the world's hidden systems.